So today I will buzz my hair. For me, cutting my hair is always a sign of passage, like this calling always comes in periods of change for me, or anticipate periods of change at least. And for 29 years, I have super long hair. And 4 years ago, I decided to go with a pixie cut because I wanted to donate my hair, which I did, and also experiment with something dramatically different from what I was used to. And it's been quite a ride. It's been mentally very tiring because, at least where I live in Portugal, people have such an outdated view of things and so conservative and so obsolete, in my opinion, that everything that doesn't fit the normal is labeled as extremely bad, and people cannot understand it because they cannot put that into a box easily. And it's been quite tiring because of that. It's not because I don't enjoy my pixie, because I kind of do actually, but all that weight of society, and not because of the opinions of people, especially strangers, I mean, whatever, but because of what those opinions might feed, you know, when it comes to my physical safety on my mind for quite some time now, like a couple of years, if I'm honest. And I think now it's the time. I want to do it, and I'm ready, and I'm very curious and excited, and I feel the calling to do it. I always said that I wanted to buzz my head at least once in my life, and I think that now that I have my hair so short compared to what I used to have, now it's the right time. And then I will decide if I want to let it grow again or whatever, just having fun. And I think that's kind of a rebellious thing to do as a woman, because hair has so much weight to us. It's so defining. And I think it's worth thinking about, actually, because it's historical, and also a way of oppression. Let's do it, I guess. Let's figure it out. You will figure it out with me, my reaction, if I feel like it fits me or not. But it's not a big deal. Let's do it. Well, here we are. It's been 5 days since I buzzed my hair. And I'm so glad that I did this. I don't know why I waited so long. I've been ruminating on this idea for like 2 years or so. And I don't know. I'm so glad that I did it. And it's been quite an experience, because I had such a kind of negative experience when I went from my butt long hair to my pixie cut. I had this season of my life where for like 3 months my brain couldn't recognize my own reflection on the mirror. It was very weird and a little bit scary as well. And because it was such a big change for me, right? Because I never had short hair, let alone a pixie cut before in my life. It was very hard to navigate because I couldn't recognize myself in that style. But at the same time, I kind of didn't have the time to figure it out without starting to get input from people and not just mine. So before I could have an opinion and form an opinion by myself about my own self, I already had strangers stopping me on the street to questioning my gender or to questioning my sexuality, or family members saying repeatedly that I looked like a boy. And that took a toll on my self-esteem and my own self-image, because all of a sudden I kind of felt like I was not sending the right message, or not the right message, but people were perceiving me in a way that didn't match the reality. And so I was like feeling like a fraud, if you will, because it felt like, oh, but people are so wrong about me just based on my aesthetic, my way of looking. Like, am I intentionally lying to them, or but I know that it wasn't my fault. Like, that was their perception, that were their bias, and it took me a lot of time to navigate that discomfort and to actually feel safe, because all of a sudden I was getting these mad lookings at me, like in public. People would just stare. There were times where my boyfriend and I felt kind of unsafe, because it seemed like people, because they couldn't easily put us in a regular standard box or category, they started to look at us in a way that kind of seemed that they were thinking about attacking us in some way. And it was very hard to navigate that. It was hard to navigate my brain not recognizing myself in the mirror, but it was also very hard to navigate all these inputs into something that was just hair, like it was just hair. It wasn't hurting anyone, it wasn't involving anyone, it wasn't even relevant to people, that it was not me, right? Like, besides me, it wasn't relevant for anyone. And with the buzz, I kind of feel relief. I don't know. I feel that with my pixie, I never actually felt it was me. It was an experiment, right? Like, this is a experiment as well. Um, it was just an act of curiosity, and I wanted to test it out. And I'm so glad I did it, because I actually feel somehow relieved, and it feels like a weight just disappeared. I feel lighter. I feel more, I don't know, happy. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'm excited. It's been 5 days, and I'm still in that phase where I will forget that I buzzed my hair. Like, I imagine myself still with a pixie, and then I see a reflection, and it's like, oh, wait, you buzzed your hair, Patricia. You look cool. And the funny thing is that I was expecting people to even stare more and even do more comments on the way I looked. And like, because with the pixie cut, they already stopped me in the street to ask random questions about my gender or sexuality. And I was expecting this to exacerbate that and to actually make me feel even more self-conscious in a way, or even more unsafe. But actually, people are just very unbothered by my shaved hair. I don't know. But yeah, it's been very interesting, because I'm not feeling as self-conscious and unsafe as I did with the pixie. I'm still yet to decide if I will keep this buzz for some time, or if I will simply let it grow out. But I'm actually quite enjoying this experiment, and yeah, I think I might keep it for a while, but I'm not sure yet. I will just see with time. I have no rush. Life is to be lived, and if you are considering a buzz cut, if you've been thinking about it for quite some time, if you feel that it's something that you want to try and you have curiosity towards that, I think this is your sign to go for it, because I'm very glad that I did this. And I'm so excited. I don't know, I just can't stop smiling. Like, I see myself in the mirror and I just laugh at myself. I don't know, it's very hard to explain. I was very afraid that I feel even more insecure with the buzz cut, but the reality is I don't. It's so it's so easy, actually, because it is what it is. You cannot do anything about it. It's like, unless obviously let it grow, but still it will take some time. Because the thing is that people look at this maybe like as a radical and impulsive decision, but in fact, it took me 2 years of obsessively thinking about it until I actually decided to, yeah, okay, let's go. I'm dead and done with my pixie cut. I need to change. I need to try something different. And well, it is so short right now that I might as well go all all the way. Um, Short, and try it out, and let's see. The worst that it can happen is that you don't enjoy it, or you don't like it, or you don't identify with it. But there is something very freeing as a woman when you don't have very long hair and you go all the way to the opposite side with actually no hair. There is something very freeing in it, and I think it comes with this notion that I am who I am regardless of my very long hair, very feminine hair. I don't know, I don't care. It's like my personality and my own perception of myself is what matters, regardless of my hair. And I think that's very freeing because we've been conditioned for entire lifetimes to add value to ourselves that are based on physical aspects of ourselves. And it's very, very freeing that, well, I don't have to maintain very long hair to feel that this is me. Like, this is me. I still like the same things. I still hold the same values. I still have the same personality. This is me. I don't need a super long hair, the same way that I don't need a super long dress. Or, like, it doesn't change the way I perceive myself and the world, in the sense that it goes beyond the aesthetic, you know? And I think it's quite an interesting experience and experiment to do as a woman, especially as a woman. I think it's very relevant and it's worth trying out. So if you were looking for a sign, well, maybe this is it. Yeah, if you have questions or you want to share your thoughts, just do it. I'm here for it. And yeah, keep rocking.